everybody, welcome to episode 35 of the Trading to Glory, where we are just trading. It's a complete trading series if you guys are new. We don't play that many games. We obviously don't buy FIFA points or coins or anything of that sort, and we just trade to whatever we can get to. And I give you guys a lot of trading tips, investment ideas, and just how to make coins in general in this series. So make sure to subscribe if you're new, and let's shoot for, we're going to go with 2,000 likes on this video because you guys have still smashed every single like goal so far. Now on episode 33, it was close. You guys barely hit the like goal at 1,500. So I'm going to set it at 2,000 today to challenge you guys and see if you can hit it. But we're starting off the episode strong. I obviously bid on all of these Balantas right here. Got them all for discard price at 350 last night. And we sold all of them on for about 1,600 to 1,700 coins. Now obviously, I didn't have too many of them. It'll be a nice 13, probably around 15k profit just on that page of Balantas there, but it's definitely worth it. Nice little bit of profit, and we still got a ton of profit from these non-rares and the rest of the squad that we got for less than 700 coins, really, all the way across. We've got Armanis, we've got Castros, and then we also were able to bid and get some Topraks last night. We got one for 1,100, then we got another Toprak for 700 coins in here somewhere. We got a couple Zerkovs. Here's the other Toprak for 700, Zerkovs for 500 or less. But one new thing that was just released by EA here at 6 p.m. UK, that was about 20 minutes ago now, the return of Ultimate Scream. How lazy are you, EA? But they just re-released the Ultimate Scream non-tradable card, but they just changed the formation. So essentially, it's the exact same challenge with a different formation, but here's the deal, guys. They added wingers. They obviously have wingers in this formation. So what did I tell you guys to invest in last time that they dropped one of these? I told you guys to invest in cards like Bernardo Silva and Draxler. I told you guys to pick up those cards because they'd go back up when an occasion like this happens. So we got all these Draxlers for like 2,400, 2,600, 2,300. Got the Bernardo Silvas for 2,400, 2,400, 1,300 for that Draxler. All the way across, we've got tons of these cards, probably around 20 in total of Draxlers and Bernardo Silvas combined. And as you can see, we really didn't pay more than 2,600 for any of these Draxlers or Bernardo Silvas. So let's go ahead and take a look at their price now that this SBC just dropped, and we should be making a ton of profit here. It is explaining that the Scream card boost end on November 1st at 6 p.m. GMT, which is what we already knew. So nothing new for us there, but that could cause a little bit of, I don't know, maybe a little bit of selling from people that didn't know that was the case. I don't know. Probably not. Everybody should have already known that. But as you guys can see, this Bernardo Silva, all the way up to 4,000 coins. We're already doubling our coins on him. Then we've got Draxler as well. Julian Draxler is going to be, hopefully, just as many coins as him, and he's pretty close. He's up to almost 4,000 coins as well. So, I mean, considering we got these cards for around, what was it, 2,000 to 2,500 coins, we're pretty much doubling our coins almost on these cards. So, easy profit. I'll probably be selling the Draxler today. I think I'll sell Draxler without a doubt, but Bernardo Silva might not be a card that I want to sell too early because he might continue to rise as we get closer to Player of the Month. But yeah, that's how we're going to go ahead and intro into episode 35. We've got a lot of profit to go ahead and capitalize on, so let's go ahead and get into it. I want to take a minute to talk about Scream cards with you guys. I've gotten a few comments. Now, most of you guys have known what to do, when to sell, and, not to take the risk or anything. But some people are complaining that they lost coins on their Scream card investments, and obviously that's their fault. When I'm telling you guys to sell into the hype and you don't follow the directions and you don't follow the instruction there to guarantee profit and you want to take that risk, if there's an SBC to drop, sure, you could make profit if an SBC drops, but why take that risk? Why put your profit in the hands of EA when you know you can make profit every time by selling into the hype? So if you don't sell into the hype, if you don't sell an hour before the speculated SBCs drop at like 6 p.m. UK every day, then that's a risk that you are taking at your own risk. You guys can risk that, but that's not my fault if it doesn't end up working out. I can't guarantee a squad building challenge to drop when these Scream cards are hyped up. All I can tell you guys is that if you sell into the hype, you will guarantee profit, and that's what I've been doing, and that's how I've made hundreds of thousands of coins this week off of Scream cards alone. Now, I've been picking up a couple of Scream cards tonight so far. I've picked up, I think, 2 of them, nothing ridiculous, but I did pick up a Bender, and I did pick up, I believe I picked up up a Van Dam as well. But I've got 2 Scream cards on my transfer list right now. It's nothing crazy, but I picked them up because they dropped again today when I'm recording it. It's now it is Tuesday, but it was Monday when I bought it, and I picked up 2 of them, and they've already started rising into the hype a little bit. Now, when this video drops, yeah, I have a Bender for 19k and a Van Dam as well on my transfer list for 14k. So that's the cards that I have right now. And obviously these cards are going to rise into the hype every single day, especially on Halloween. There's going to be speculation that there's going to be an SBC, and people will be buying cards just in case that something drops. And I will sell to the people who buy just in case an hour before, when this Bender goes from 19k all the way to 26,000 coins from a 12-hour flip in coins. Very, very easy profit if you guys want to do that every day. Now, it's getting towards the end of the Halloween promotion, but that's kind of a concept that you guys gotta know for the rest of the year. If you're going to take that risk, that's on you. If you sell into the hype, you can guarantee a profit. Sure, if an SBC does drop, you could have made more coins, but do you really want to put your coins in the hands of EA dropping an SBC? You know that the SBC guys at EA are going to do anything they can to prevent traders and investors from making coins. But if you're smart about it, you're not even going to worry about what EA dropped. Since I sold all of my Scream cards before the SBC was even, speculated to drop, I sold them all a couple hours before. I didn't have to worry about what EA did. And thankfully, EA didn't drop anything, so I could go ahead and buy from the panic sellers. Scream cards are actually already going up in price a ton. I see people hyping them up on Twitter, other traders saying that they're stocking up, other investors saying they're stocking up, which is causing these to get a little bit inflated now. You can see Sven Bender is now going for about 24k, and we were just able to snipe him a few minutes ago at about 19,000 coins. So I could sell it now and already take my profit there. As you can see, he's not less than 24k right now. Van Dam as well, who we saw earlier today at 14,000 coins. Earlier today, he was about that price. You could snipe him for 13. He's already above 15k now. He's up to 16,000 coins. He's getting bought very, very quickly. There are a ton of them at 16k, but that is, proving that these cards are already getting hyped up, and it's still Monday night here, and so they should probably be a little bit higher in the morning. But with the investors selling into the hype, they could be a little... Oh my god, we just sold something, boys. And it was our Lukaku. Just sold for 908,000 coins. If you guys were in the last episode, we picked this up for 805k. What a deal. There we go. Sold Lukaku for a huge amount of profit, and I wasn't expecting. We were just in the middle of recording there, and he sold for 908k. So that is awesome. Huge profit. After tax, we'll be making about 60,000 coins on that card, which is amazing for a one-day flip on this card. So that is really, really nice. Now we've got a lot of coins to put elsewhere, but here's the rest of our transfer list. We've got ourselves a Brandt. We've got 4 Aaron Moyes. I believe it's Aaron. Yeah, Aaron Moy. We got 4 of him, and we got all those for about 23k. He's up to 27 already. So here's what we'll talk about next. Basically, it's a very common question. Weekly trading. When do you buy? When do you sell? What are the days that prices are higher? And what are the days that prices are lower? I want to focus on when to buy, because when to sell is a little bit more iffy. It varies, and it just depends on when a card might be hyped up, or when the market has a chance to stabilize from promo packs, which are up to EA for dropping. So that's kind of varying throughout the weeks. But when it comes down to buying cards, that's pretty stagnant. You've got marquee matchups that always come out on Tuesdays. Then you've got weekend league rewards that always come out on Thursdays. And then you've got squad battle rewards that always come out on Sunday. So it varies depending on the value of the card. Is it a high value inform? Is it a low value non-rare card used for maybe a league SBC? Or is it a mid-tier range inform? So it definitely varies depending on the card that you have. So let's go ahead and talk about lower range cards. 83 rated. Let's talk about the non-rares that are used in league SBCs, the non-rares used in marquee matchups. When are those the cheapest? Now, statistically, throughout the first few weeks, the cheapest cards have been on Sunday for these lower tier cards. Sunday during the bidding time. So when the Sunday squad battle rewards drop, what you will see is about 1 hour will have to pass from when the rewards are released, and then after that hour passes, you'll see a ton of cards on bid expiring for very close to discard. So if that card goes for 2,000 coins normally for, say, maybe a Locomotive Moscow squad building challenge, I don't know, I'm just throwing out one of the SBCs, if that's what it's going for, 2,000 coins, then you'll probably be able to get it pretty easily for like 550 coins or less on the bid on Sunday night. And that's the same thing for like the Toprak that we got last night. So that's when you would want to buy those kind of cards. Now let's talk about like the current inform. So Team of the Week 6 is obviously the current Team of the Week, but if you're watching this in a few weeks, it might be Team of the Week 8, Team of the Week 9. So just whatever, you know, the current Team of the Week is for you guys, what would be the best day to buy those? Well, statistically, we've seen Saturday, mostly Saturday, and that's kind of changing and getting a little bit earlier each week, but also, as I've explained, Tuesday is a pretty good day to buy the current informs. So that's the day that this goes up, and I will most likely be stocking up on informs on the day that this is uploaded. So you guys can actually follow my lead on this one. You'll see it in episode 36 when I pick up these cards, because I obviously record about 12 hours before I upload. So the recording on Tuesday when I'm buying these informs, that'll go up on Wednesday. This video is going up on Tuesday. I can just go ahead and tell you guys I will be picking up informs. But here's the deal. The informs aren't going to be cheaper than what they were on Saturday morning, which is what they were the cheapest this week. On the first week, it was actually Sunday before the Squad Battle Rewards, and then the week before, the week after that, it was about 2 hours before Squad Battle Rewards, and then the week after that, it was actually like Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then the week after that, it was like Saturday afternoon, and then this week, it was like Saturday morning. So it's progressively getting a little bit earlier. You guys know how I always tell you to stay one step ahead? That's kind of important right now with this Team of the Week. Always stay one step ahead. If those cards look like they are being ignored, if they're not very high in price, if they're not inflated yet, I'd pick up the Team of the Week informs. Even if it's Friday night at this point, even if it's Saturday morning, pick up those cards if they seem cheap, because most likely they are, and they will be going up. Within a few days, you'll be already making profit. For example, I picked up in Iniesta, and I know this card isn't that hyped up, and it's not the perfect example to use, but Iniesta was a card that is, you know, it's a pretty normal inform, 88 rated, pretty cheap though. Iniesta, I was able to pick that up, not on a snipe, I literally just bought it. It's what it went for. It was 70,000 coins just on Saturday morning, and now as you see, it's over 75k, and it's Monday, so it's up to about 78,000 coins now, I believe. Yep, that's what he is, about 78k, 77.5 right there. Not fresh though, so maybe a little bit more fresh. Anyways, these cards, they rise very, very high on Sundays and on Mondays, especially once the Squad Battle Rewards drop. So buying informs on Sunday during Squad Battle Rewards, sure, if you can get them on a snipe, it's a good deal. Sniping them at any time, you can get a good deal. But overall, buying on Sunday, it's not very good for informs, especially Sunday night, Monday. Terrible times to buy the current week's informs. But Tuesday, on the other hand, we see marquee matchup. And this kind of a low-key thing, not very many people have thought about it, is that marquee matchups actually put a huge supply of cards on the market, especially for the current week's informs, as we get towards the very end of the week for the informs. Obviously, informs refresh on Wednesday, and we see a new week of informs and Team of the Week cards, and then these are no longer in packs. So it's kind of like the last day as well to pick up cards, and it's very good because there's a lot of supply, but there's not very much demand. Not too many people have picked up on this yet, and I've actually been buying on Tuesday for the past couple of weeks, and it's not been as good as buying on Saturday, but it does get very close. So Aaron Moy, for example, or Iniesta, we can just use Iniesta as well, because we just looked at him. He went from 70k on Saturday morning, he's up to 78k on Monday night, and then on Tuesday afternoon, he won't drop down all the way to 70k, but I could see him easily at like 74, 75,000 coins, and then being able to snipe for 70k as well. That's probably what's going to happen again on Tuesday for marquee matchups. And then Aaron Moy as well, because he is lower rated as well. This card, who is about 23,000 coins on Saturday morning, he was even less, especially on like PlayStation as well, because PlayStation have a little bit lower prices. But Aaron Moy, he was like 23,000 coins on Xbox on Saturday morning, and then now he's already up to about 27,000 coins, and I can see that drop dropping back down to 25K on Tuesday. Obviously, it's not the best deal we could have gotten, but it's definitely a good deal still, especially as we go into these icon SBCs on Thursday. Now, let's talk about those higher tier cards. This is pretty weird, and it's kind of contradictory to, you know, previous years. You've always, in like FIFA 14 and FIFA 15, what was known as buy day was Wednesday, when the informs refresh and a lot of packs are being opened. That was buy day. But this year, that's kind of like sell day. It's actually kind of more expensive on Wednesdays and Thursdays, which is contradictory to what we've seen in the past. At least that's how the trends have been so far this year. Now, since I haven't experimented too much with higher rated cards yet this year, especially gold cards, I picked up at Lukaku, but that's an OTW. It has its own different market. It's affected by in-game or IRL games a lot more than regular cards would be. So I can't really give you guys too much of an in-depth analysis, but what I will tell you about those higher rated cards, let's just use Bale for example. If you've got a Bale, what'll happen is those cards will sometimes rise into the weekend league hype, but if so many people think that they'll rise into the weekend league hype and try to sell it into the weekend league hype, it's not really weekend league hype. That's just everybody selling their cards. It's going to cause undercutting, and it's going to cause the card to actually be cheaper during that time of the week. So on like the Thursdays and on the Wednesdays, especially combined with weekend league rewards, those cards are normally cheaper than, you know, how they were in FIFA 17 when they were more expensive. So it kind of flip-flopped because of the trading community, honestly. The more people that think one way, the less likely it is to work that way, and it'll kind of flip-flop. So you always got to stay one step ahead. So whenever I'm telling you guys something, try to stay one step ahead of me if you can. Obviously, if a video by me is seen by hundreds of thousands of people, which we've had a few of these videos, you know, get 300,000 views, you know, that hybrid league SBC, obviously that's not like a trading video, but you guys get the point. Then you got to stay one step ahead. It might not work as well. Obviously, as I become a bigger YouTuber, I gotta start making a little bit more broad statements, because if I'm specific about something, if I'm specific saying, hey, look, go buy Farfan. He's gonna be a team of the week tomorrow, and he'll go up in price because of the Locomotive SBC, and everybody does that, it's not going to work if 60,000 people do that. Now, I know I'm overshooting how many views I get on YouTube. I range between like 10,000 and 30,000 normally on these Trading to Glory videos, but I'm trying to get a point across of always staying one step ahead. So hopefully this kind of, I don't know if it was a rant, but it was a lot of information to take in. So I understand if you guys have any questions about that, leave them in the comments section down below. Since this is a Tuesday upload, and normally not too much happens on a Monday in FIFA, obviously we did see a new squad building challenge today, but we made our profit there and we're moving on. I want to cover a little bit more questions that you guys might have and that I've been getting in the Twitch channel quite a bit. I haven't seen too many YouTube comments about this yet, but I can see it's going to be coming soon. So I'll get it out of the way now. Is Black Friday market crash? What do we expect for the Black Friday market crash? And when should I sell my cards? When do you want to liquidate your entire club? Well, what we've seen this year is a little bit different from previous years, because Halloween actually caused a little bit of a crash. Now, I've always said that the Black Friday is the first market crash of the year, but that's kind of not true this year. I guess you could call this Halloween promotion a little bit of a market crash, just because it was very, very uneventful. There weren't too many squad building challenges to balance out the cards, and a lot of cards dropped in price this week in general. Now, overall, it's nothing compared to what we're going to see on Black Friday. We're going to see a very big crash on Black Friday. So what do you expect? Now, I want to talk about the crash before the crash, even though I had mentioned it in previous episodes, and somebody might not have seen that episode. I want to explain again. Essentially, what happens in the crash before the crash is when people are selling their players and selling their clubs in preparation for Black Friday, the market is actually lower a lot of the times than the actual crash. So that's the time to buy. And I'll get, you know, more in depth on that as we get closer to Black Friday. But what I want to tell you guys is whenever it seems like the market is stabilizing whatsoever, that could be tomorrow, I'd sell. I'd just go ahead and liquidate early. We've got, you know, still about 24 days, which is a little bit over 3 weeks until Black Friday. But at this point in time, I don't want to be invested in big cards especially. Now, obviously, I'm still going to do OTW trading. I'm still going to do inform trading. And I'm still going to invest for SBCs because that's not, you know, going to take a big hit from Black Friday's crash, especially if they're going to get, or not the Black Friday crash, but the crash before the crash. They're not going to take a big hit from that, like my Bernardo Silvas. I don't have any issue with that because he's going to continue to rise into the player of the month hype. You know what I'm saying? So those kind of investments you can keep hold of. You're not risking anything. But let's say you just have a Marco Reus regular card in your club and you're using him in your team. When do you sell those kind of cards? Well, I'd just sell whenever the market seems like it's stable at all, because we aren't going to see too much time for the market to get stable before the crash happens. So what'll happen is we'll have maybe a week of normalcy after the Halloween promotion ends, and then we see people and big YouTubers. Matt HD Gamer is a big public figure in terms of this community, and he always comes out with a video titled something along the lines of "New Market Crash!" exclamation point, and he explains the Black Friday crash. And normally his information is right, like it's not something that is incorrect, but since he has such a large fan base, that hype, it causes the crash itself. It causes the crash before the crash. So when you see these big YouTubers uploading videos like that, that's your indication it's time to buy, and it's way too late to sell at that point. So I'd get out early. There's no risk in selling, you know, if it stabilizes in the next few days. If your card seems like it's up from normal, just go ahead and liquidate. Sure, it might not be the most possible within the next 3 weeks, but you might not be, making the most, as I said, like it could be like 2,000 or 3,000 coins less than the most, but you're taking a risk of dozens of thousands of coins, is kind of the point I'm trying to get across. So I'd just go ahead and liquidate soon. That's kind of hopefully answering you guys' questions about the Black Friday market crash. And then I also want to talk about every single investment before we end this video on my transfer list, why I have these cards and why I think they're going to go up if you guys haven't really picked up on this. So this Bender and the Van Dam, so we'll combine these two. I've picked up the Bender and the Van Dam because I think that they're going to be an easy flip, a 12-hour flip. I'll be selling them before 6 p.m. UK tomorrow and probably make about 5K per card. Iniesta, this is a Team of the Week 6 investment. I like it because it's high rated. I like it because it's an inform. Iniesta at left mid has caused him to be very, very cheap. He's the cheapest 88 inform in the game, and as we get closer to the Icon SBCs on Thursday, I think he'll continue to rise. Fulkrug and Brandt, combine these two. They're both German, and the player of the month is most likely going to be Sane. These guys will rise into the player of the month Sane hype. Then we've got Bernardo Silva. He's an 84 rated. I invested in him because he was very, very cheap after the first non-tradable Scream SBC dropped. There wasn't any wingers in that 4-2-2-2 formation, which caused Draxler, which caused Silva, which caused Vitolo, all these wingers, Nani, to go down in price a ton. I picked up a ton of them, knowing the fact that he also is Premier League. Now, I got lucky with the fact that Manchester City is also most likely going to win the player of the month. Sane, De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling. It's going to be one of those guys that win it. I think Sane because of the 3 goals and 3 assists, but obviously it could be somebody else, but it's most likely to be Man City, and simply because of the hype, this card will rise, and it already has. We're already doubling our coins on him. Bastos, we are able to get for 18,000 coins, picking him up, obviously high-rated inform, very cheap, and he'll probably rise into the hype for the Icon SBC on Thursday, or when the Icon SBC does drop. If it does, he'll definitely skyrocket in price. Aaron Moy, I'm picking him up for the player of the month hype, a cheap inform from the Premier League. Simple as that. Then we're going to go and scroll over to the next page. We've still got this Kyle Walker because I picked him up a long time ago. I had 3 of him when I picked him up. Only 2 of them sold when I sold him for 230K. So we're still holding on to that. I'll sell it into the next Manchester City games hype. And that covers all my investments. That's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, a lot of content, a lot of talking in this video, but it hopefully did help you guys out. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. As I said, let's shoot for 2,000 likes on this video. It's a big goal, and I think this might be the first video that you guys don't actually hit the like target on. We'll see. There's been a few videos where you guys have barely hit it, and this might be the one that gets you. You've hit every single like target for all 34 videos so far. Will the 35th video be the one that you guys can't hit at 2,000? We'll see. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.